Can you hear us?
Can everyone hear us now? Okay. We'll start again. Sorry about that, guys. This is our first time doing the webinar. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ambassador Katrina Naylor, and I'm here with Tanya Bristow.
Hi, everyone from Australia and around the world.
Sorry about that, a bit of technical issue for our first live webinar. So we're really excited to be joining you guys today. It is 10:15 in the morning on Monday morning here in Perth, Western Australia. And we're feeling very privileged and grateful to be able to host the webinars for the month of November.
Yes, Reza, we can see that we need to unmute you, so just bear with us. I'm about to introduce you now, so if we're ready to go, we've unmuted Reza. Reza, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce you and say how fantastic you are. So this is an extraordinary story, and we've been very privileged to get to meet Reza when we were over in Canada in July. So Reza actually joined Global Wealth Trade back in 2005, and like some people have done in the business, he actually didn't do anything in it for over 3 years. So when he decided that he was very tired of his government manager job in 2008 and really wanted to have time freedom with children, which I can relate to with my own child, he took a good look at the GWT business and had seen how much it had grown over those 3 years without any effort on his part. And in that 3 years, it grew to almost 3,000 members and $7.5 million in volume, which is very exciting. So in knowing that 2/3 of his work had been done, he decided that he would give it a crack and started working aggressively part-time in building the business. In 6 months, he doubled his actual job income and retired from his job, and then helped 4 others do the same. So today, Reza has proudly had career earnings in excess of $3.2 million. I'm proud to say that he is a top 5 monthly income earner in the entire GWT company and is making more in a month than some people do in a year. I can't wait to get like that, Reza. You've earned $1 million in 27 months, which is absolutely epic, and is the first 7-figure annual income earner in the company. I can also proudly say that Reza has won the company's President's Cup, which we'd also like to win one day, and which is the highest award in the GWT company. He is one of 8 members to sit on the CEO Advisory Council and is a company shareholder. So I'm very proud to actually introduce Reza to talk to us today and tonight, or this afternoon, wherever you are, about momentum from start to end. Thanks, Reza.
Thank you. I guess, Karen, you're controlling the slides?
I can control them if you would like me to.
Yes, please.
No problem. So can you see the slides?
Sorry?
Can you see the slides on your screen?
I am not. I'm not a good person to ask because I'm not exactly by my computer where I can do that. So if you can ask someone else to see it, it'll be great. Hold on, I don't know what's going on here. 1 second, please.
Yeah, sure, I can see the slide.
What happened here? All right, just 1 second. Let me log in from a different one because there we go. Now I can see that something like leadership. There we go. There we go. Now we just have to expand it so we don't see the side ones. Just enlarge. There we go. That's it. You got it. You got it.
We're learning.
Oh, I was wondering what's going on with my computer. I couldn't see it. Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much, Darren, for the kind introduction. What we're going to talk about tonight is basically what's crucial, what's essential to get a successful, process. And the more we work on this process, the easier it will get. No one started this business of being an expert. There's always a first. Then there's a second, and then there's a third, and the fourth, and the fifth. And the more we do it, the better we become at it. And, so what we're going to show you tonight is the process of how we can get this creating momentum from start to finish, start to the end. And what I would suggest for everyone to take notes, and if there is any questions, we can answer them towards the end of this webinar. So if you can go to the next slide. Can we go? There we go. Okay, very good. Well, what we're going to talk is about the pre-tour. You know, at this point, I assume that you guys already done your prospecting, you guys have made your list, you guys have made your phone calls, you have created curiosity, and you have this curious prospect wanting to come and see what it is that you're so hysterical, so happy about, so excited about, so delirious about. They want to come and see what's going on. So they're there. So what you need to do at pre-tour, see, it's a process. You know that good old saying, you don't get a second chance, leave the first impression. So you want to be organized. You want to treat this like a multi-million-dollar deal. Each and every one of your tours, prospects that come out to see this deal, you want to treat it like a multi-million-dollar deal. Believe me on that, because you don't know who it's going to be. You don't know who's the individual that's going to build that massive organization and take you to markets you could never even imagine. You don't know who it's going to be that turn out to be a Sean Haynes, a Leo Scaler, Rene Liao. I mean, there's so many people. You don't know who it's going to be. You don't know who it's going to be. You don't know if it's going to be the next lady that's going to be a Jeanette or the Maria, or you know what I mean, many, many. So what you want to do is you want to treat it serious. You want to treat it like a business, and you want to polish it and become really good at it. Now, we're talking about a tour, okay? Let's just talk about a group tour. Let's talk about a hotel tour or someone's tour or a whatever. It's a group tour. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get there early, okay? Don't get there after your prospect. I mean, come on. It doesn't look right. You have your prospect that's excited and curious, wanting to come and see your deal, and you show up after them. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't, you know, business-wise, it just does not look good. Believe me on that. Yet I've seen some people don't even show up. They send out their guests and they don't even show up. Like they forgot they had a guest coming. They send out these guests, come there, they're asking for them, and us in the establishment or whoever is there, they're trying to cover up for them, say, hey, you know what, I'm sure they ran into traffic, they'll be here soon. And the tour goes halfway through, three-quarter of the way through, they keep looking around the shoulder, they're not paying attention because they're looking for the person that invited them. So now they miss half the tour or more of it, and tour ends, they get up, they look like, even if, first of all, they didn't pay proper attention to the tour, secondly, they're like, wow, this person invited me and they didn't even show up themselves, so they'll get up and leave. Very few will stick around and ask more questions, but a lot of them feel insulted. They get up and leave. So make sure they're early, okay? Before you bring them into a tour, you want to make sure you talk to them about not the mechanics of this business, okay? You want to talk about the history of this business, where this company started from, what's the history on it. In our case, Global World Trade's heritage dates back to 1800s, okay? I always share with them that both sides of the family been in manufacturing design of goods since 1800s. And we need to mute Karen. There's some background noise we heard. There's some background noise, Karen. If you can mute that, it'll be great. Thank you, Karen. So we want to talk about the background, the history of this company, which started in the 1800s in manufacturing design of goods with the biggest, you know, names out there. You want to talk about that. So that brings a lot of credibility. Like, wow, these guys didn't just start making these stuff. They've been at it for a very long time. And I would talk about the accolades, you know. I would talk about how we floored all celebrities at our first Toronto International Film Festival, which was the second largest film festival in the world. How the celebrities were just floored once they arrived in our lounge, looked at our product. How we got Celebrity Choice Award, our very first showing. And we want to talk about 2011 that we beat Jennifer Lopez as a runner-up as Designer of the Year. We want to talk about our handbag of the year, product of the year. We want to talk about you know, as much as we can about what a wonderful thing they're about to see. And you know what? We talk about that, and hopefully some samples. I mean, every tour I go to, there's a nice product table. Members are wearing their own products. You know, if you have some brochures, a lookbook, whatever, you want to make sure you get this prospect more than just curious, actually excited as to what they're about to see. Okay, so that's a given. So now these persons come, they've seen about seen some of your products, they've seen your display, they've seen other members, what they're wearing. What you can do is point across the room and see that watch over there. That's called the Conquest. See this to entertain your prospect. You want to make sure you keep them interested, you keep them excited, not just sit in the corner and just for this deal to start. Okay? That's your job, to make sure to keep them ready, happy, excited, right? Next, what you want to do is you want to edify the presenter. Find out who's presenting. Edify the presenter. Edify, oh, can we go back? Thank you. Edify the presenter. You want to make sure that you know about the presenter. If you don't know about the presenter, find out about the presenter. What I normally do is I look around the room, and you know, first thing I want to do is find out who's presenting. So that way I'll edify the heck out of the presenter. Because what's going to happen, it brings credibility to the presenter, and it gets your member to pay attention to your presenter because you're edifying that person, right? I look around the room, and I point at different people. So see that young man over there? He's a university student, and he's making some great part-time income. See that young lady over there? She stayed home on a mat leave. She never went back to work because of this business. See that gentleman over there? He just came back from I don't know, California. They're expanding in that area. See that another young lady over there? She's actually responsible for opening up them to meet your teammates. Walk them over. You know, you bring it over, say, hey, Sean, how you doing? Sean's obviously going to greet you. Hey, how are you? He says, I want you to meet my guest. This is so-and-so. It's the first time they're coming out to take a look at our deal. And I just wanted to say hello. Maybe, you know, that the person should know what to say, you know, about who they are, why they're involved, and so on. And pure enthusiasm, right? So you want to make sure you do that before the tour starts. Show the products, whether you have a display, whether you lookbook. So you want to make sure to do that gently, nicely, but do that, right? And you know what? Let me see the combination. Great people, amazing products, beautiful atmosphere, everybody smiling. You know what? That is a good recipe to start anything with. And be excited, obviously. You know, I see a lot of people come to a tour. And whether they have a guest or not, sometimes you don't see them smiling. I don't know why. You see them just, I don't know, looks like almost they're upset or in a bad mood or they don't want to be there or something like that. You know what? That way, don't even come to a tour. I'm talking about all members. If you're feeling that way, be conscious. You're sitting in the room to present this wonderful opportunity. So be aware, be conscious of what people might perceive you're from. You might have a toothache, I don't know. You might not be feeling the best, I don't know. But you know what? People don't look at it that way. They look at it, oh, this person doesn't want to be here. You know, it's just, you got to look excited. So let's go to the next slide, please. This is one area that I want you to make sure that you fully listen to and follow. What you want to do is this. When you go to a tour, you want to make sure to sit down with your guest during the tour. Now, if you have more than one guest, you want to make sure you have one guest to your left, one guest to your right, you sit in the middle. Don't let two brand new person that don't know each other, that don't know really what they're coming out to see, to sit side by side and start conversating. What if one of them happen to be a sunblock? What if one of them have a wrong idea of what you're about to show them? So you want to make sure you're in the middle and control the mood and the setting. Always take the front seats. When you bring your guest, go right to the front. You want your guests to be as close to the front as possible. Okay? You want to make sure of that. So you usher them, you bring them right to the front. If you have more than 2, 3, 4 guests, you have 2 guests and there's another one coming. You want to make sure you tell the front desk or a business partner that you have another guest coming. Whenever they do show up, please lead them over to the room to where you're sitting or whatever. But do not at any point go wandering around and letting these guests sit there in the room by themselves or, with other guests, start talking about what they think this is. So make sure you sit with your guests. I go to a lot of tours. I see people wandering all over the place, in and out of the room. Not only they're distracting the room, but they're leaving their guests by themselves. Doesn't matter if they're cold market, warm market, doesn't matter if you met them today, 5 years ago, make sure you sit with them. Follow this process, okay? And when the tour starts, make sure that you pay 100% attention to what you're about to see, as if it's your first time you're seeing this tour. That is your reaction. That's where you want to be. You want to be so deep into this tour that's taking place right now, and participating in it by head nodding, by, if questions asked by the presenter, you're there to participate. And you know what? That is what your prospect will see from you, and they'll see how serious you are about your deal. And you know what? They'll be paying attention as well, okay? Because they'll look at you. If you're playing with your phone, doesn't matter if you're looking for a text to see if there's your next guest is showing up or who didn't show up, or I don't know. I see a lot of people sitting on the phone and just playing on the phone, on the Facebook, and I don't know, text message. You can't do that. What you want to do is you want to sit there, be the way you want your prospect to be, okay? If you want your prospect to play with their phone, then you can play with your phone. If you want your prospect to keep getting up and going outside, whether it's bathroom, get a glass of water, I don't know, whatever it is, you do that, then they'll do the same thing. If you want your prospect to stay put and pay attention, then you want them to mirror you, okay? You want them to mirror you. I've seen disasters in the past. People coming down, sitting down, and they're so occupied with everything that's around them or whatever else it is that they forget that they have guests there. I've seen one person pull out their phone to play, and all the 4, this person had 4 guests. And I know that I even pointed out to my colleagues, to other leaders, I said, look at that. She's playing with her phone. I guarantee you soon all her guests are going to start playing with her phone. You know what? Within seconds, the guest to the right pick up the phone, the guest on the left pick up the phone, and the one beside that open the phone. And audience, they decided, hey, these people in front of me, they're all playing with their phone, so they pull out their phone. So you want to make sure your people to mirror you. You want to make sure you follow this process that I just told you. Pay 100% attention, participate, show enthusiasm, excitement, and give energy back to the presenter. Okay? Show the respect for your teammates as well. The more respect you show to your teammates and to your meeting and to your presentation and all that, the more respect your prospects will have for your business and yourself. Okay? That's for group meetings. One-on-one tours. Okay? Same idea, except you're doing it one-on-one. Whether it's online, whether it's a webinar, whether it's in person, whether it's Skype, it does not matter. You want to set up this sort of same system towards your prospect. Now, if you don't have someone in person to assist you with whatever thing, there's always 3-way calls with your upline partner or even just anyone. It could be a sideline partner, it could be downline, it could be anyone. But you want to make sure you follow the same format we just went through, okay? Now let's go to the next slide, please. So let's see. Now you brought your person, your guests to a tour, you followed the pre-tour to a T, you followed everything we just talked about during the tour. Now, the important part is also the post-tour. So you already did 50% of the work by bringing them out to a tour. The post-tour is either they're going to say, oh, that's wonderful, so awesome, I love your products, I love your opportunity, I love the people, I love everything about it, yeah, we'll talk soon. I don't know what that means. They already came out, they're already telling you they love everything about everything they saw so far. So why is it that you're talking with them soon? Why is it we'll catch up later? Why is it follow up with me tomorrow? We'll talk next week sometimes. Like, those are all just, this is a weak closing on our behalf. They're just telling you they love everything about everything, but yet they're not committing, all right? So what you want to do is, the moment the tour ends, turn around and show your excitement all over again. Basically, you can look at them around and look at them and say, man, isn't that unbelievable what we just saw? You understand now why I'm so excited? You understand why I did not want to get into the mechanics of the business when you were asking me? When you were asking me, what do I have to do? How does it work? You understand now why? Because this is not something I could have done on the fly. That's why I wanted you to see it, to be fair to you and the company, so you can see it properly. Now let's go crazy. I can answer any question you want. But before you even get to that, I would say, isn't that just out of this world? I mean, you see the products, you've seen the people, you've seen, and now you see the opportunity itself. Isn't that just unbelievable? Ready to get going? Or however you like to word it. All right? Ready to team up? People like to do, they like that too. Teaming up is good. That means they don't have to do this on their own, right? A lot of people, in my opinion, over 95% of the people that don't launch with you is because if they understand everything, if they've seen everything, and if they don't launch, is because they're wondering, how can I do this myself? I see everything great about this company, but how do I do this myself? Well, you know what? Putting it to as to, so are you ready to team up? That has a good ring to it, right? They're teaming up with you. That means they're not going to go through this alone, right? And you want to get their commitment right there and then. Now, regardless of their answer, you want to make sure you have the application ready in your hand. I see a lot of people go and sit with the guest, not even a pen and paper. They just go to sit there and to conversate, like as if they're expecting for these people not to join, not to launch their malls. So you want to make sure you have the application in your hand, the $300 gift certificate in your hand, and whatever else you want to have, as if you know they're going to launch their malls right there and then. Okay? So that's basically what is, the process of strong closing. Don't put any negative in there. The tour is ended. They are enthusiastic. They're excited. You look excited. You tell them, isn't that just wonderful? Just most times read people's reactions. Oh, that's very interesting. That's awesome. That's great. That's good. How do I do this? So on and so forth. We need to mute you guys because I can hear you on this side. So you want to make sure that you have the application ready and the $300 gift certificate ready. Okay? Now let's go to the next slide. All right. Now, sometimes, when you say to them, so you ready to get started, ready to launch your mall, and sometimes they say, they have questions. Well, you know what? Great, no problem. Let's get those questions answered. If you're qualified to answer the questions, go ahead. Please do not make up answers. If you're not sure about the answers, people will, a lot of us think that if we don't give them an answer, they're going to think, wow, this person's not serious. This person doesn't know what they're talking about. And so we fabricate an answer only for us to lose credibility later when they find out that is what we told them is furthest thing from the truth. If you do not know the answer, you know what? Tell them straight up, I don't know the answer for that, but I will sure find out what the answer is. So get your qualified upline. People have been in the business, now you sideline. have been in the business for a while. Ask for their help. What would you do if it's an online or a one-on-one or a Skype or whatever kind of tour? Well, three-way calling. Make sure you have some qualified individual who are aware that you're doing a tour, that you might be calling them for a three-way call. So make sure you organize yourself properly. Don't just do things in a casual way. Casualness causes casualties. You know what? These prospects of yours could be VDM owners, or could be casualties gone because you didn't do something right. Okay? So you want to answer the question. No question is a bad question. This is something I have to work with a lot. I mean, I'm still working on myself a lot because sometimes I feel like this is such a, I don't know, obvious question. The answer is so obvious. Why is these people even asking that? But you know what? You cannot be sarcastic like Reza. Bite your tongue and make sure to remind yourself. If the answer was clear to this individual, then they wouldn't be asking it. So the more smooth you are with answering these questions, the more you'll understand from them as to what their objection is or what part of your business they're not clear about. The moment they feel a bit of like, wow, that's kind of obvious, don't you know the answer? I mean, don't you see what these guys does and what this other established? No, you don't want to answer it like that. Answer it right to the point, as nice as possible, okay? If they're still not clear how the money is made, okay, that's when you want to either have a flip chart if you're at a group meeting. Like a flip chart is a must at a group meeting. But if you're doing a one-on-one or one-on small group, make sure that you have a pen and paper and break down the comp plan for them and the power of duplication. Okay? If you don't know how to do that, that's something that you must learn. I'm not saying go in the guts and details, but understand the basics. How many ways of earning income, right? If you don't know that, then you want to make sure to pay attention to that. Number 1 is retail. Number 2 is wholesale. Number 3 is team commission. Number 4 is BDB, 5 incentives, right? You get my point. You got to know these things. This is the part that you need to understand and learn. And you know what? If you don't know how that works still, yourself, you need to get on the YouTube. Get on with a qualified upline. Write it down, practice it so you can do this anytime. See how simple this business is? You can play a video, live your dream video, if you wish, as long as you follow it up with a comp plan breakdown, okay, and the power of duplication. People love to see the duplication. People love to see the comp plan, how the money is earned. So learn how to do that smoothly, beautifully, without confusing people. Because if you confuse yourself, you'll confuse them. Okay, so you want to make sure you break it down clearly, nicely, and show it to your prospect. Now let's go to the next slide, please. If they see the comp plan and still not ready, you know what? Don't hit around the bush. Ask them, what's holding you back? I mean, you see our culture, you've seen our products, quite a bit of them. You've seen our presentation. You've seen our product gallery. We've seen the videos. I have answered your question, the comp plan, and how the duplication will start. Like, you've seen all of that. What is holding you back? Okay? And whatever it is that's holding them back, you've got to learn how to overcome their objections. Really, objections they vary from a lot of different things, but like I mentioned earlier, 95% of the people, they make up excuses as to why they cannot do this business or follow up with them in a little while, because they don't believe in their own mind that they'll clear how this works, and they start questioning themselves. They start questioning themselves, can I do this? How do I do this? Do I have to go sell these products? Well, you know what? You just show them everything, right? You expect them to understand. It's not more than just selling. But then again, Sometimes you might have to go over it 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. I don't know. But you want to make sure they understand so you can overcome their objections. Okay? Another one is I don't have time. I mean, there's all new training by itself. There's another one saying, you know what, I already have a good job. That's the best one. I have so much fun with that. You know, I have a really good job and it's secure. And I break it down for them in a on this earth to do just what you're doing, or you thought you were put here to accomplish more and get more and give more. Like all of a sudden, what they had in their own mind that they're comfortable with, all of a sudden, like, wow, that doesn't look, didn't sound very good. So these are the things that we have on training all by itself. I know Renee's done some. We have some fun with it from time to time with the leaders. We role play and all that kind of stuff, and we kind of with weird, different kind of objections. And this is something that you got to learn how to overcome them. If you're still not ready after you've done your absolute darnest, everything, and no matter what you say, they're not going to join. They're not going to launch the malls. You have to talk to the husband, the wife, the sister, the brother, the priest. I don't know. People have a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons sometimes. They're just not ready no matter what you do. Well, you want to make sure they don't leave your presence unless you get them a free VIP account. Now, make sure they understand what the VIP account is. It is a privilege. It's a nice thing to have. It's free. And you're going to get that $300 gift certificate. Okay? Do not give them the $300 gift certificate right immediately after the tour. $300 gift certificate is the absolute last thing. Once you've gone through everything he said, gone through, they filled out the survey, that's when you give them the $300 gift certificate. And at that point, you're set up for infinite follow-ups. Okay? Now, this process is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. This is something that once you do it, you don't even have to read up on it. It becomes you. But you want to make sure that you polish all areas that we talked about. And the more you do it, like I said, the more polished you become at it, the more fluent you become at it, whether it's online, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's one-on-three, whether it's a weekly tour, whether it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. You just have to follow those steps and make sure you're effective with them. Let's go to the next slide. Now, we're going to talk about those who joined. Okay? Those who joined. Those who launched their mall. Well, you know what? Immediately, absolutely immediately, take them through the launch pad and the next 30 days. That is something that must get done right away as soon as possible with a new member. Sometimes they say, well, it's a late night. This person has to work the next day. They cannot sit here another half hour to go through this. So I'll just do it another time. Well, another time has to be ASAP. The following day. Why is that? Because almost all our incentives, specials, promotions are for the first 30 days life of a new member. So if you take in a week, you launch someone today, and it takes you a week, 10 days, to take them through this launch by the next 30 days, guess what? Not only you cheated yourself, you cheated them. Because they only have 30 days to take full advantage of all these incentives. Every day loss is a day loss for them as well. So you got to think of it that way. You tell the person, you launch your mall today, you bought your jumbo jet today, but now we need to teach you on how to fly it. So the sooner we can teach you how to fly it, the sooner you can fly this thing. And you know what? Again, that 30-day incentive. Almost all our incentives, whether they're here or they're gone or they're coming back or new ones come, is usually set up for 30 days. Even if it was 60 days or 90, it doesn't matter. You want your new prospect, your new member, to maximize the number of days for them to become well-versed and to get back more than they would normally get back. So you want to make sure, you know what, you do that for them. Very important, very crucial. Launchpad next 30 days. Now, our business is momentum-based, okay? So let's create massive momentum ASAP. What I do when a new member comes on board, they decide to launch. Great. You're going to do a launchpad next 30 days. I don't ask them, can we? I said, let's go, if I'm at my office here, or let's go, we're going to do the launchpad next 30 days. If they say, well, no, they got to go because, I don't know, buses stop running, metro stops running, the plane stops flying. I said, I tell you what, in that case, as soon as you get home, I'm going to walk you through this launchpad next 30 days. I like using Skype. I share the screen, and I do this next 30 days for them as soon as possible. So you want to make sure you do the same thing. Once I take them through that, I tell them tomorrow, I want you to, after I teach them how to make the calls and all that, I want to meet or I want to talk to 3 of your hotshots. Not, let's do this soon. No, we're going to do it in the future. No, tomorrow. If it's today and it's still early enough, I tell them today, let's call 3 of your hotshots right now and put me on the phone with them. This is what I want you to say to them, and that's all I want you to say to them, and get me on the phone with them. So I get them to get started, take action immediately, okay? Because that's what will create massive momentum. And you do that with their people and their people and their people, a sense of urgency. That system, you want to follow it because this system duplicates. So let's go to the next slide, please. Plug them into our culture, okay? No member left behind. We want to make sure they understand whatever you learned in the past, especially if they come from a traditional business or even direct sales or whatever they've been with. We want to make sure they understand our culture, okay? I tell my people all the time, give me 100%, I'll give you 200%. Straight up. You stop, I stop. That's basically my deal with them, and I let them know in this business, everybody helps everybody, whether they benefit from you or not. And I use some examples. See so-and-so spend some time with you. See so-and-so, and they put messages, and, you know, like these are the people that are welcoming you on board. They're not even your upline. They don't even benefit nada, nothing from you becoming successful or not. So they understand our culture, and you know what? People will do what we do. If, you know, we bring our people and we start them off this way, if you have that sense of urgency, launchpad next 30 days immediately, get on with the top 3 immediately, set a target for them as a diamond, diplomat, ambassador, whatever it is, immediately. Basically, that's what these people will do. You want to make sure they have directions. Tomorrow night, I'll be at such and such place. Wednesday, I'll be here. And Thursday, I'll be back here. So I want you to busy me up. I'm doing these things. Might as well do your thing too. And I want you to be present with these people. If they're local. If they're not local, I'm outside your city. You have people over there, send them to me. But before you send them to me, this is what you're going to say to them, and possibly get me introduce them to me so that when they come there, you know who to ask for. All right? See, if we're lame in our business, our people will be lame as well. Okay? If they're serious and they have that sense of urgency, with our prospects, guess what? They'll do the same thing. All right? Most people that come here and launch their malls, okay? That don't launch their malls, is because they're wondering if they can do this in their own mind. A lot of people are shy, too proud to say, well, I don't know, Reza, you know, you're cut off for this, you kind of talk fast, and, you know, you're a go-getter, and you know how to close, and you're pretty aggressive. I don't know. People make a lot of different excuses, right? And they won't come and say that. In their own mind, they'll think, well, I don't know if I can do all this because, you know, how am I going to go about it? I've never done anything like this. I don't know anything about jewelry. What do I know about shoes? I've never been a, you know, designer individual. I usually got by with just Walmart clothing. I don't know. I don't, like I've never had that, so how can I? Well, this is a question usually, all right? And this is where I always emphasize in our culture, our company support, okay? The corporate, the company support, the field support, my five support, downline support, and the system that we have in place, okay? This is where we'll reassure everyone, especially those that do not come out and say, I don't know how to do this. It will reassure them like, okay, these people are going to stick by me every step of the way. As long as I give them 100%, they'll give me back 200%. As long as I do what they say, follow the system that's then my system will duplicate. They're there to coach me, and I'm not at the mercy of just Reza. Reza's talking big talk right now to get me to join, but you know what? I got so many other people that I met already that are there also willing to help me and assist me into building my future with this business. That is a warm feeling. That's a good feeling. So you want to make sure, make sure you cover that area, that they're not alone. And if they don't understand and if they're doubting themselves on how to do this business, don't worry about it. Earn as you learn. Okay? In global wealth trade, you can actually earn as you learn. I have sometimes people telling me, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of time to study some more so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, you don't need to. I said, you already know enough when you go home tonight, read this, and that. And tomorrow you can see some more stuff. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with too much information. You already know about the products. You somewhat understand the compensation plan. You've seen the people. You've seen the culture. So let's get to work. Let me teach you while you're getting results. So earn as you learn. And that sounds pretty good, no? I can earn income while I'm learning on how to build my future. But beautiful. So you want to make sure they understand that. Next slide, please. Now we got people who launch their malls and don't do anything. Okay? We always wonder. So-and-so came over, launched their Diamond BDM, and they haven't done nothing. 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later, 6 months later, they haven't done anything. Okay? Well, let me tell you why they haven't done anything. Number of different reasons. Most of them, it's because they don't have clear directions. They do not know how to go forward. They came there, they saw something they like, they saw hope, and, they figured, you know what, this is the first sign of hope I see in my life. My job isn't the answer. I've been waiting for that break for a long time. It hasn't come. This opportunity looks real good. And you know what? That's when they decide to put their money on where the mouth is and launch them up, but end up doing nothing. Well, I'll tell you something. They didn't have extra a few $100s, a few $1,000s to throw away. It's just they came in. They did not understand what they're getting into. They liked the sound of what they were getting into. But now they're left on their own to go do what they got to do. And because they don't know what to do, inactivity sets in, and guess what? Eventually they cool off. Not only do they get off an IA, some of them don't even renew. 100% of the people we speak with that are approached or contacted by the corporate, even myself sometimes, I'm trying to get to as many people as I can. How come they have not renewed? How come they haven't been on an IA? And they all say it's because I came in and I didn't know what to do and I have no help. I haven't heard from my upline for weeks and months or years. They just brought me on, helped me got me to launch my mall and left me alone. I didn't know what to do. All I know is every month I paid a fee of $150 or $75. I'm like, what fee? They're like, the IA. I'm like, who told you it was a fee? They're like, well, what is it? I'm like, are we serious? After a year, you didn't know what that is? It's not their fault. It is not their fault. It's the person that brought them in and got them launched and left them alone. Okay? So most of these people, when they get contacted by us, when they get contacted by the upline, downline, sideline, or even the corporate, after they explain properly, that's only if they're not ticked off too much, that they give you a chance to explain to them. Not only they renew, but they actually get back on the IA. okay? So you want to make sure all these areas we talk about, become organized. Don't trust your mind. Become organized. You've been to forensic, you know how to do that. Become organized and keep on top of it. Be all over your business. Be all over your people. Be all over your inventory. Okay? Make sure they get what they want, because what's going to happen in the end, you're going to get what you want. So this is, again, I really emphasize on a lot because it's that important. Let's go to the next slide, please. There we go. So at this point, I think I covered pretty much everything we needed to cover. This is the time frame I was looking at. Damn, I'm good. Okay. Karen, I'm done with that, sweetheart. So if there is any hands raised, any questions, anyone has any questions, and so on and so forth, we're here to answer that for a few minutes, then we can go on with the announcements. You're muted, Karen.
Thanks so much, Reza. That was awesome. Some gold nuggets in there, I think, that everyone can take away from the presentation. We don't have any questions yet. Have anyone's got any questions? If you want to raise your hands. Okay, I think we've got Tammy. Sally. I think Sally's got a raised hand. I'll just see if she's got a question.
Yes, we had a call this afternoon with Europe and Africa. What a powerful call. What a powerful call. I strongly recommend to everybody, find the record. I know it was recorded. I don't know if it's posted yet, because that was most of my afternoon. We got that done, and I know it's recorded. It's going to be posted at some point. Make sure you get to listen to it and share it with your team, because those are the things that got me going when I was feeling down. Those are the things that got me to polish up areas that I needed to polish up. And a little bit about our past experiences and a point of reference as to what the industry is all about. For those of us that have been in the industry for a long time, we know what's out there. We know how it is out there. So when we come here, it's like, my gosh, we're in heaven. For those of you that have not been in any other program, and this is your first, count your blessing, but you need a point of reference to know how it is out there, because you know what? Whenever we start thinking about the other stuff, it makes you do nothing but a small ear to ear of what we have here in Global Wealth Trade at our disposal. So you know what? I thank God every single day for that. So yes, Karen, go ahead.
Yes, Sally, are you on the line?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Sally. You got a question?
Hi. No, I initially put my hand up just to find out about the volume at the very beginning, so not to worry. I have got 3 questions, but I'll certainly put them in my 5, because they would be great topics for a training webinar like this. Just want to say thanks, Reza. That was awesome.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
Okay. We do have another question from Tammy. So Tammy's question is, what should I do when the reason for not coming on board is they lack the money to get started? I've got several prospects that want to join GWT but lack the initial funds to get started.
Okay, well, what I do is this. I tell them straight. Again, everyone have a different style. Everyone have a different ways, different strategy, different skills. My skill is raw, right to the point. I don't have the money to get on board. Well, go find the money. That's my answer to 100% of the people. Go do whatever you got to do. Come up with the money, because as long as you do not have the money, you cannot start. And as long as you cannot start, you cannot take the steps to changing your lives. Right now, you are where you are based on what you've been doing in the past. And you know what? Here's an opportunity that can literally change your life overnight. Okay? So what my suggestion is, go find the money. That is without hesitation, without any hitting around the bush, go get the money. I use some examples of people that did not have the money, but they did come up with the money and where they are today. I'm talking right here in Global Wealth Trade. I'm not going to talk about, I don't know, Les Brown or Anthony Robbins. I'm going to talk about right here in Global Wealth Trade. People that were students, they used the student loan money. People that got a bank loan. I know people personally that they put their car, they got a lien on their vehicle in order to have the funds to get into this deal. I know people that got loans, actually pretty high interest loans, so they can get into this business. I have seen people from all walks of life, and all these people, guess what? They have one common denominator. Every single one of them, they have a success story to tell you. They all didn't have the money to start, but they all somehow came up with the money, and today that's where they are. So if someone tells you you don't have the money, I just look at them and say, go get the money. If you're serious about changing your life, go get the money. It only costs $169. Okay?
Perfect.
So do what you got to do. Go ahead.
Awesome, Reza. Thank you so much. We've got a couple other people that have got their hands up, so I'm just going to unmute. We've got Samuel from Perth in Western Australia. I'm just going to unmute Sam. Sam, can you hear us? Hello, Sam? No, we don't seem to have Sam.
Maybe you can type it in, Karen. If you can type it in, I'll be fine. You can read the question to me.
Sam, if you just type your question in and we can ask a question. We've also got Henry from Perth. I'll just unmute Henry. Henry, can you hear us?
Hello?
Oh, yep, we've got you, Henry. Have you got a question for Reza, Henry? Oh, no, seems to have cut out. If you guys can just write your question. We've got another question from Samantha. Hi, Kat and Reza. I have prospects that want to know the prices in different currencies. Where do they go to look for this?
Sorry, go ahead again.
They've got prospects that want to know the prices in different currencies. Is there
it's all in Canadian currencies. So what you need to do is call your bank, look online and see what the conversion is. Everything we have is in Canadian currency.
Yeah, perfect. We've got another one from Alikum. I'm not sure if I said his name right. How do I get people to start at diamond level?
Alikum, we've done training on that. Is Alikum from St. Martin?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. We have the launch pad and next 30 days. See, Live Your Dream Tour is designed to get the foot in the door. That's what the purpose of that video is. That's why it's so crucial that we do the launch pad next 30-day training with them immediately. You want people to become a diamond, you want them to become the silver, Plankston gold, you got to do the launch pad next 30 days immediately with that individual. Regardless of what part of the world they're at, whether it's online or in person, you got to take them to the launch pad the next 30 days. That is the answer.
Perfect. Thank you, Reza. So I know for Tanya and I, today's training, really the things that stuck out for us was the momentum. We are a business that's momentum based, and plugging people into the culture is so important. So thank you so much for highlighting that. I think that was one of our biggest takeaways. And earn as you learn. We say that to everyone all the time. Jump in, head first, earn as you learn. That's one of the greatest things about this company and this business. We've got one more question. I'll just unmute. We've got Abdulia. Just unmute. Hi, Abdulia. Can you hear us?
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you so much, Reza. It's been a very productive day. I was in the other call earlier, and right now I'm so excited to know everything. I just have one quick question for you, Reza. For the people that you meet online, not the ones that you can see and give the tour in live, what do you recommend? Do you recommend sending the Live Your Dreams in right after sending the tour, or did you recommend just sending the Live Your Dreams, have a chat before you present the tour?
You really want to know?
Yes.
Well, in my opinion, the best effective, efficient, like not efficient, but effective way is to share a screen and do the tour for them like you're doing in front of the crowd. I know you're not going to hear that from anyone else or not many other people, but that's easy to send a video, right? But really, if you want to know what is the most effective way of showing this business to someone, share your screen and do the tour for them slide by slide.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm definitely gonna do that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Great. Okay, I think we've got one more. Time for one more, Reza?
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yep. Okay, so we've got Juvelita. I'll just unmute. There we go. Juvelita, can you hear us? No, okay, I don't think we've got them on the line there.
Okay.
Just try one more, we'll try. Sam. Samuel, have we got you? Sam Wanahi? No, don't seem to have them. That's all we've got, Rez.
Okay, great. Well, you know what? What I said is pretty straightforward. If you take notes, just try to, go by that, polish it up, and you'll see that your launch ratio, your, all in all, the numbers will go up. But you gotta treat it like a business. If you treat something like a business, obviously you're going to pay attention to all areas of our business. And this is pretty much the map. Pretty straightforward, not a rocket science. I'm sure most of you guys on this call are even better than me in terms of presenting and being professional and, the PowerPoints and all that kind of stuff and so on and so forth and wording and all that kind of stuff. You know what? It's just about doing it and doing it effectively and efficiently and polish it. That's all. Pretty straightforward. So if there's any other question, we'll give you one more shot. If not, Karen, you can go with them with the announcements.
Okay. We do have. Oh no, sorry, it's not a question, just a comment from Sam saying how much he loves this business and he can see the plan is clear and he's full steam ahead to the billion. So thank you, Sam. All right.
Yes. Now, one thing I wanted to touch base on is that our newest incentive for this month. It's fit to talk about it because today is only the first day of the month. 10 silver mediums or above. That's an additional $1,500 in your jeans. You know what? That's crazy. Remember what I said about earlier. Everything runs in 30-day increments, and you want to make sure not only you have the 30 days, but as many of your people have that opportunity of that 30 days. So if you have 5 or 6 or 10 people you want to bring in, try to bring them in as soon as possible. So they'll have as many of those 30 days as possible to cash in on that $1,500 as well. Okay? That's just absolutely out of this world. It just, you know what? You launch in 10 VDM, you're already making money. Your business is already starting to go into momentum and start to duplicate. Now they're throwing at us an additional $1,000 bonus plus $50 if it's silver off. That's wholesale. $1,500. That's crazy. So make sure all your team is aware of this, and not people come and say, "Oh, the last day or last week, say, man, I didn't know about this. I wish I knew about it the day it got launched." So make sure you make a special email blast or even announcements or meetings with your folks, with your people to know about this wonderful incentive. Back to you, Karen.
Thanks, Reza. Okay, so we've got some big tours coming up. You've got the Nigeria Mega Tour and Boot Camp for 2015. And there'll be Reza there, Sean Haynes and Brian Arundale, as well as both the greats Sanaz and Ramin. Now the dates of those, again, are November the 24th to the November the 29th. Make sure you get you and your prospects there. That's the Nigerian tour. There's a lot of advertising going through the GWT Corp head office, so make sure you're all over that for your prospects and yourselves if you're from Nigeria. And of course, let's also talk about the very exciting 10th annual international convention, which we will be going to April the 7th to the 9th, 2016 in Toronto at the International Plaza. Tickets are only $139 for the weekend, guys. If you care about your business and you need to understand what's going on, you need to get there. That's how Katrina and I really cemented our belief in the business, was by actually attending last July when we went to see the Forensic Networker convention. So get yourselves there, get your tickets, get onto it. It will be a booked out event. It's a 10-year anniversary, lots of exciting things happening, and we are very much looking forward to attending.
And don't forget, with this promotion for November, those that, really want to be on that cruise after the convention, the Ambassador Cruise, then this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to get there. So we're going to be on the cruise. Reza, you're going to be on the cruise too. Looking forward to that?
Well, absolutely. I'm looking to qualify, and I'll be on it, no problem.
Awesome. So we're hoping we're going to have a lot of Australians and New Zealanders on that cruise. So everyone, take advantage of the promotion that Ramin has rolled out for us for the month of November, and let's get as many people on that cruise as we can. So,
I tell you, Karen, this is going to be a party of the century. Imagine a ship full of GWT, happy, excited LCs. This is going to be absolutely crazy. I mean, for those of you who've been around and you've seen, or even better yet, tasted a bit of how our CEO likes to have fun, you have an idea what's about to take place on this cruise ship. And the fact that how simple it is to win a free, luxury cruise, all paid for by the corporate. I mean, that's insane. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be making people into a lot more than what they already are when they get back from that cruise. It's just going to be insane. You don't want to miss that, folks. Believe me on that. You don't want to miss it. If you want to get an idea how things are in GWT, become an ambassador, make yourself a ton of money, and be on that cruise for free.
Woo! Woohoo! We'll be there. Well, thank you very much for your time, Reza. Training tonight was amazing, and I know everyone's got a lot out of it. We've got messages coming in from all over the world saying they never get sick of hearing and listening to yourself and also the training that GWT provides. So thank you, and I hope everyone has an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and to the billion. Thanks, Reza.
Thanks, Reza.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
You too, brother. Take it easy.
Take care. Bye-bye.